with Tracy in LA.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to my podcast, Dance Journey. Today we have Brooke. We said that at the same time. Brooke Haun is here today. I'm so excited because Brooke and I were supposed to do this a while ago. We had to postpone it like 4 times or something because this girl is busy. She has a lot going on, and we're going to talk about it.
I am.
But Brooke and I met, I think, just at Millennium. I don't even know.
Yeah, I think just Sam or Shelby's class.
Sam Nelson class or Shelby Fletcher. We both take their classes, their contemporary classes at Millennium pretty regularly. We're always challenged and growing and crazy in those classes. And so we just kind of became friends, and I try to get good videos of Brooke.
You get the best videos. So many different angles. I love it.
It's like, I don't even know how that started. Mostly because I wanted videos of myself, and I don't always get called out in small groups, and so I would have my friends take videos of me on the side, and then I felt like, oh, I should take videos of all of them too, and then that just became a thing, and now I take side videos of like everybody. But so Brooke's a part of that, and we just took Sam Nelson class. And how'd you feel about it?
That was probably one of like my favorite Sam combos he's ever done. I don't know, I feel like I say that every week though. Like I feel like every week it gets better, but that was a good one.
What did you like about it specifically?
That one move at the end, like where you fully switch sides.
Yes.
Yeah.
That was the move that was very difficult. I felt like everybody in the class was kind of doing it their own way a little bit.
Which I kind of love that. It's like everyone kind of takes their own spin on it.
That's true. It actually was kind of interesting to see what everyone was doing. Some people I was like, oh, I should have tried to do it like that. Yep. Because I was really struggling to do it the way that Sam was doing it, because he just has a lot of strength. I feel like he has a lot of strength and fluidity, and he's just amazing, obviously. But I asked a lot of questions in class today. Like, Sam will give us time to work on stuff on our own often throughout the class, which is really helpful. And during those times, because I tend to stand towards the front, it's like a time we can ask him questions. And today I did it like 3 times. I usually don't ask him any questions, or I just stick to like one. But today I was like, I have another question.
It was a hard one. Yeah, it was a hard one today.
It was hard, but it made me feel better when I saw that everyone was kind of like really challenged by the end part. But for me, I feel like that was the hardest combo for me that Sam has ever created. But I also loved it. I always love a good Sam Nelson combo, even if it's hard. I mean, it's always hard. That's the whole point. We're growing. So, yeah. So that was Sam Nelson class. We did it. We survived. I was really sweating and breathing hard today. Today was like, I was like, I didn't think I was even going to get it, really. And I was not even expecting to be called out. And then I was called out. It was kind of a smaller-ish class today. And, I mean, it was still a good size, but I was like, oh, I'm called out. Okay. Oh, but I was glad he called me out towards the beginning, because it's always usually towards the end, and then I'm just stressed the whole time. And every time someone's going, I'm sort of marking it, and I can't fully watch because I don't want to forget it. But today I was like, oh, I was like second or third person or something with someone else, and I was like, I don't have to think about the combo anymore.
Yeah. I think I was called out kind of towards the beginning, too.
That's nice.
Yeah, it's always nice when you're at the beginning. You know, less time to stress about it.
Yeah. And then Jess was standing next to me, and she was called out more towards the end. And I felt her, like, because I know that feeling when you're just, like, waiting and you're like, oh, my gosh, I have to. That one part that was kind of fast, where it was not, like, a challenging move bodily, but that part where it was just like the musicality was kind of fast, where it was like, where you were moving your hands very fast in different ways. I kept doing that with everyone that went to like make sure I understood the musicality of that. But yeah, super great class, always in our feels in Sam's class. But we want to talk about Brooke mostly. Brooke only moved here like, was it 5 months ago or something?
Yeah, 5 months ago, August. So
okay.
Yeah.
Wow. And I feel like Brooke has done a lot since then, and a lot is going on for you. So we want to talk about that. And I can't even believe, I mean, the 5 months has passed really fast. I sort of feel like you just got here, but so much has happened. So, okay, tell us, Brooke, what does your dance life look like right now?
Right now, yeah, I would say I pretty much dance like every day except for like Sundays and Saturdays sometimes, but, I would say I'm mostly dancing at least 1 class a day, but usually more like 2-3 classes a day, or like with rehearsals and everything.
And what do you have rehearsals for?
So I'm on HMG. I'm on HMG Squared. So we have rehearsals for different things. Like we had Jeté and Carnival recently. And since I'm on Squared, like I'm just, I understudy for Hannah and everything. But
Okay.
I kind of love it because it challenges me so much because I have to learn every single part. So I know like every single track of the piece. So we have rehearsals, you know, from like, it'll be like 8 a.m. to noon, and like I have to learn every single part of the piece, and it's so hard. So I feel like it's a really good like mental challenge for me.
Wow, that does feel harder because you don't know who you might be standing in for if someone gets sick or something.
Exactly, yeah, and like she'll teach like she'll teach the choreography, but then she'll be like, okay, these people have to reverse it. Well, I have to know it like the first way and reverse. So it's like it's definitely a challenge, but I feel like it's working my brain in a very good way. So
I was gonna say that's really good training.
Yeah.
And so when you're at rehearsals, how does it work? Is everyone learning it together, or when they start doing more formations and things, are you kind of practicing it on the side, or how does that work?
So yeah, she usually starts by teaching like a chunk of choreography, and everyone will learn it, kind of just like you're in a class.
Okay.
She'll even like do groups and things like that, so you have space. And then she will start doing formations. So all the Squared people, we kind of like hang off to the side, and she'll either like she might know that someone's going to be gone a couple days. She'll say, you're filling in for this person, and then you know that you have to follow them the whole time.
Okay.
But we're kind of standing on the sides where we still have room, but we're not in the way. And then so we kind of know like who we're supposed. And then if we don't get assigned to anyone, then the goal is you should know every single part. Just in case. Yeah.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
So I know you just got started doing this, right? Or how long have you been with this company?
Very recently, yeah. I think I auditioned in October.
Okay.
And then I've only done 3 things with them. Reconstruct, Jeté, and Carnival.
So did you end up getting to perform?
No, I did not. Yeah, not yet. Yeah.
What do you do? Do you still usually go to the show?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, like you definitely don't have to, but I love it. Like, and like it's exciting for me to kind of, I feel like my body's like doing it in the audience, and I get more excited to like watch them do it. So I think it's really cool.
That is cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I thought maybe you would have to go just in case someone like passes out in the middle of it, and you have to just like run up there. I don't know. Or at the last second someone doesn't make it or something. So this is Hannah Gallagher is her name, right?
Yes.
And she's a choreographer and a teacher at Millennium as well. I've taken her class once or twice a long time ago. She is really cool. She has really cool choreography, and I think it's amazing that you're getting to be part of this and getting all this training. Did you already know of her before you came to LA, or is it something you just heard about and you're like, oh, I want to audition for this?
Yeah, I didn't know about her. I moved out here, and then I think in like September I saw that they had a show.
Okay.
And I just like saw it on social media, and me and my friend Allie went to their HMG show, and then like when we were at the show, they actually like put on the screen that they're having auditions here in a few weeks, and I was like, oh, okay, maybe I should try it. And then a few weeks later I did an online audition, and then I like started taking her class at Millennium on Saturdays as well. So
wow. Yeah, I've seen your videos from the class. They look really good. She has a different style where it's not as like crazy flippy on the floor, but it's very intricate and it's very challenging. I know I was really challenged when I took it before, but that's amazing. Yeah. Okay, so you're doing that. What else are you doing?
I would say the other main thing is I'm an intern at 88 Studios.
Yes, very cool. And you've been interning for how long there?
I also think since about October.
Okay.
Like early October is when I started. Yeah.
And what got you interested in that studio, or like, did you already know about that studio?
I did, yeah. I knew about that studio before I moved here. I've never taken class there like before I moved here, but I did know of 88. Yeah, so.
And did someone tell you about the internships there, or were you like, which studio do I want to try to intern at? Or like, how did that happen?
Yeah, my friend Allie, her name's Allie Stevens. We actually danced together growing up in Colorado.
Oh, okay.
And we're the same age, but she moved out to LA about a year before I did. And she was an intern at 88.
Oh, okay.
And then we started hanging out when I got here, and then she was like, oh, I mean, we're always looking for new interns. Like, if you want, I can give over your info. And so that's how I got started with that. Yeah.
That's so cool.
Yeah.
And Brooke, I feel like it was just recently that you were telling me it was like a dream to be able to teach at 88. And this girl has taught, she's been subbing, but like how many times have you taught now? A lot of times,
Yeah,
right?
I think like 5 or 6 times.
Yeah.
So
I feel like your dance life is moving fast because I feel like you were just talking about how it was a dream to like teach there one day. And then I felt like it was a month later and I'm like, wait, you're like teaching there all the time. What's happening?
yeah.
So Brooke's been subbing for contemporary classes there. And I've actually taken, I've taken you twice there, maybe?
I think so, yeah.
And then I also, you're also teaching at another studio.
Yeah.
All Styles Tribe.
Yep. Yeah.
You don't even have to be here in this interview. I'm just going to talk about You don't even need to be here. I'm like, wait, I think I know everything already. But I've been taking Brooke a little bit, and I'm just so excited to talk about Brooke's teaching style because I love it so much. It's different in the sense that I feel like you have such a chill and like humble vibe. Not that other people aren't humble, but you're just like, it's extra humble, I feel like, I just feel like you're so down to earth and you're so like a part of us with us, even though you're teaching it and it's your choreography, but I don't feel like it's you over here and we're over here. Not just because you're my friend, but like I just think that's your style. I think everyone feels that when you're teaching because you're very honest, even about your own things that you're working on, or like you're like, I put this in the combo, but I'm still working on this, which I love because like, yeah, why not put something in your own combo that you're trying to get better at? Because then you have to practice it more and there's more going into it. And so even though she has like a chill vibe and presence to her, I will say that her combos always have a bunch of very challenging things in them. So I also really like your classes because I like to be challenged, and you're very good at explaining some of your crazy moves. And I feel like I've grown a lot from you. I'm like, oh, like you'll do a move and I'm like, I don't know how I'm ever going to do that. And then you'll teach it and I'm like, oh, I feel like I could end up doing this eventually. And even by the end of the class, I'm like, oh, that's actually more than I thought I was going to get for that move. So and I always like the music you choose. I always feel it, and I take contemporary classes all the time, but for some reason the music you choose I always really like, and even the music you play like during the warm-up and during the beginning, it just sets a really nice chill vibe. I feel like you play a lot of like covers and like acoustic. I don't know. I feel like it's like a certain vibe and I really like it. So anyway, that's my explanation of my experience with Brooke, but how has it been for you like starting to teach more? Did you already teach a lot before you moved out here?
I did, yeah. So before I moved out here, I was actually a teacher for 5 years.
Okay.
In Boulder, but I taught little ones. I taught ages like 6 to like 12, I would say. So yeah, I taught at a studio called Streetside Dance Studio in Boulder, Colorado, and I had the youngest contemporary team.
Okay.
So they're called Lifted, and we're not like a competition studio. We only do shows. So we would have 3 shows a year, and I would choreograph their pieces for them, and then I taught them weekly contemporary and like jazz technique classes.
And how old were they?
They were, I think my youngest was 6, my oldest was about 11 or 12.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
I remember now you saying, when I first was taking you at All Styles Tribe, I remember you saying that you were looking to teach kids. I felt like that's what you said. You wanted to teach kids or something here. Like I know you already did, but that you were looking to maybe do that regularly here. And then all of a sudden you're just like teaching adults pretty often.
Yeah.
So how has that been different? Do you like teaching adults? Do you like both? Or like how do you feel about both of those things?
I definitely like both. I would say I like both pretty equally for different reasons. Like, kids, like I loved being a dance teacher for little ones. Like it's so fun. Like, seeing them, like trying to help them get a move, and then they just, once it snaps and like they light up, and it's just so exciting. And so that was like a huge part of my life before I moved here. Since moving here, I feel like I've kind of started to focus on like my dance career a little bit more, rather than like being like a teacher. So I feel like with teaching adult classes, I kind of have more of that because, like you said, like I put challenging things in the classes that I teach. You know, like I love teaching the little ones, but it's not really also focusing on my training versus like out here when I'm teaching adult classes. I mean, I'm working my butt off in class too. So yeah.
Yeah, that's so good. I love how it can all fit together now.
Yeah.
And you're very good at teaching. I know you teach different levels. I know at All Styles it's more of intermediate advanced, and at 88 it's more beginner, but you have a really good way of teaching even beginners. Even if it's a challenging move, you have a good way of explaining, where I'm seeing people that say they've barely done any contemporary who are actually still able to do mostly what you're explaining because you're explaining it really well. So I think that's a really cool skill that you have.
Thank you.
So you're interning. What does it look like to intern at 88? Like, how often are you there? Do you have to take? I think you have to take a certain amount of classes. Like, explain how that kind of works.
Yeah, so it's really fun. So yeah, we work there 1 day a week. And so you open the studio and you're there from usually like, I start at 2 p.m. and then you're there until about, till classes are over, usually like 11:30, 11:45 at night. So it seems long, but it actually goes by really, really fast. So kind of my job, like when I'm there, is like just being behind the desk, checking people in, making sure like all the teachers have a water, making sure the lights are all set, just making sure that like everything is running smoothly.
Okay.
And then, yeah, we can take one class on shift, so that's pretty cool. So, yep, we just step away from the desk, go take your class, and then come back and sit at the desk. And, yep, and then at the end of the night, we clean all the studios and lock up, set the alarm, and
I know
leave,
you said before that it's hard to clean after the heels classes, right?
Yeah. Yes, especially at 88 with like that big studio, and we have a lot of like heels classes, so you don't notice it unless you're like cleaning. Like when I just walk into a dance studio, I never really notice all the marks, but when you're like looking down cleaning, like there are marks everywhere.
Wow.
And so they come up really easily, which is good, but it takes, probably like 30-45 minutes just to like scrub the floors after
Wow.
a heels class.
I know
Yeah.
you were saying that. That's crazy, but that's really appreciated because sometimes I don't know how often a lot of studios are cleaning. So it was nice to hear that you guys do that like every
Yes.
night or whatever,
Yeah.
or you have to do it one day. But, and you have to don't you have to take a certain amount of classes a month or something like that? Or
Yeah.
is it 12 or?
It's 12. Yeah.
So you mostly do contemporary, but since you do have to take all those classes and everything, have you been taking any other styles of classes or mostly contemporary still?
I have, yeah. So, I mean, mostly contemporary, of course, but, like, I've also trying to get back into hip-hop.
Okay.
Yeah, I grew up doing hip-hop. Well, I grew up doing all styles, really. And then when I was 18 and I started teaching contemporary, I really only did contemporary after that. And now, after moving here, I've realized that I want to be more well-rounded, so I've started taking, like, some beginner, even like intermediate advanced hip hop. I'm still like kind of scared of hip hop, but that's one of like my 2026 goals is I want to be like by the end of the year, I want to be as comfortable with hip hop as I am with contemporary.
Okay.
So,
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, have you posted any hip hop videos?
No.
No. Okay. Because one of my main questions was like, does she do any other styles ever? Because I'm like, I don't think I've seen it. But okay, that makes sense that you're okay.
Yep.
You haven't posted it yet, but
Yet.
hopefully that's coming
Yes.
soon.
Keyword yet.
I know you take a lot of teachers. Are there any teachers right now that have been specifically like really helping you grow a lot? I mean, I'm sure they all are, but did you want to talk about any of them? Just like really good classes that you've been taking?
Oh, wow. I feel like all of them. But yeah, I would say, I mean, obviously Sam, I feel like helps me like with like the big, throwing yourself on the floor,
Yes.
like big movements. And then Hannah is like just like so intricate, which I feel like I am more comfortable with the big like throw on the floor type of like Sam Nelson stuff.
Hi everyone. So I wanted to tell you about my new book, The Tracy in LA Newsletters 2010. This is my very first memoir. There will be more. It's not like a normal memoir where you're looking back on your life and reflecting on it and writing a book about it. It's more like a memoir in real time. So basically, when I very first moved to LA to pursue acting, which was in 2009, I decided I was going to write these like monthly newsletters where I sent out actual letters in the actual mail to a bunch of my friends every month to give them updates on what I was doing with acting and jobs and friendships and all kinds of things that I was going through my very first time ever living in LA. It ended up being pretty humorous, and so I've basically gone back and edited them so that I could publish them as a book. So that's what this is, and yeah, if you want to be entertained and have a good laugh, buy my book, or if you just want to help me pay my rent next month. Oh, and you can get it on Amazon. The Tracy in LA Newsletters 2010 by Tracy Nicole. Nicole is my middle name. Also, there's a link in my Instagram bio. You can get it paperback or on Kindle.
But then actually, like, so yeah, I would say Sam and Hannah are definitely more of like the like intermediate advanced level. But then also I take pretty regularly, I take the AJ twins. It's Elisa and Juliana. They teach beginner contemporary at 88, and I take their class usually twice a week if I can. And actually I feel like that challenges me in like ways that I didn't expect because I'm so used to like moving super fast and taking such advanced classes. I think it's really hard for me to like have a moment where, you know, I'm taking 6 counts and I have to live through it because I'm so used to wanting to move super fast. So yes, I love the twins. They're also my close friends, and yeah, I definitely have to like remember to slow down and like take my time, and I think that's really helping with like all of my dancing in general.
That's so good. I
yeah.
definitely want to try them at some point because
Yeah.
I definitely need to work on that, because I'll notice myself often just like almost a slight hair ahead of the music instead of really sitting in it and really like, taking my time, taking up all the space. That's something I really need to work on and think about more. And I hear that they're awesome. How do they teach the class as twins? Are they always both there teaching?
Usually, yeah, like unless someone's like out of town or something. But yeah, they're both always there. And they split it up really good. Like they usually do it the same every time. So like usually Elisa teaches like the warm up, and then Juliana will teach the improv activity. And then I think, I could be wrong, but like how they teach, I'm pretty sure that as they choreograph, or like as they're making up a dance, like they choreograph different parts. So then when they're teaching it, they'll teach the sections that they choreograph.
Okay.
So yeah,
makes
that's
sense.
kind of how that works. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
And I've never taken a class from twins before, so.
Yeah.
And Brooke subs for them sometimes, so I've taken it then, but I need to actually take them as well at some point. Okay. Is there any other honorable mentions?
Definitely Emma Wages. She also teaches contemporary at 88.
Okay.
And she just has like a very, very unique style that I love so much. And I feel like my body's definitely not used to it, but it's more like contemporary fusion.
Okay.
And yeah, I mean, I definitely struggle in her class, but I feel like that's always the best classes because like I know that I'm constantly like growing.
Right.
And, yeah.
That's what I like to tell myself when I'm struggling in a class. I'm like, Tracy, if you were in a class that you were amazing at, it wouldn't be doing its job of helping you get better.
Yeah.
It's a fusion. Her class is a fusion. Is it sort of like a fusion with like jazz funk type of vibes, or like what would you call it?
I don't even really know how to explain it. She has like a very certain like specific style.
Okay.
That's just like her.
Okay.
And I really like it. Yeah.
I'll have to look it up. Emma Wages?
Wages,
Okay.
yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I will check her out. Maybe I do follow her already. I'll have to look. But cool. And what else are you doing right now?
Trying to see.
And you also have another job, right? Did you want to talk about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sure, why not? Yeah. It's my other job. It's not related to dance, but I have a degree. I have 2 degrees. I have a bachelor's degree in psychology and a bachelor's degree in sociology. And I wasn't actually planning on like trying to become a professional dancer at all. Actually, I was planning on going to grad school for teaching. But then, you know, some things changed and I decided to pursue dance. But my other job, they call it a behavioral therapist.
Okay.
So I work at a high school where I'm assigned to a student, and she has all the students I'm assigned to have some sort of like special needs. So I help. I'm basically like a student aide. I help her throughout the day with school, with social skills, with, you know, getting from class to class, things like that. So yeah, I only do it part-time, just on Tuesdays and Thursdays, so that I can still focus on dance. But
Okay.
I also really enjoy that because I do love psychology, and that was a huge part of my life for so long. So being able to use that, I feel like I really enjoy too. So
That's
yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
And it's cool to have that as another way of getting an income.
Exactly.
too.
Yeah. That as
Because
well.
that can be hard to figure out
Oh,
when
yeah.
you're trying to pursue dance. So
Yeah.
cool. So does that pretty much cover all the things you're currently doing?
I think so for now.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm sure there'll be a lot more coming your way because it seems like that's happening a lot for you, which is great. Okay, so let's talk about how you got started in dance because you grew up in Colorado.
I did. Yeah.
So how did it begin for Brooke?
Yes, it's actually a pretty funny story. So I come from a family of like all musicians, actually.
Oh.
Yeah, my dad was a musician. A lot of my family is. So yeah, I was actually really into vocal lessons.
Oh.
Yeah. So, when I was like 9 or 10, my mom found like private vocal lessons, and they happened to be through a dance studio.
Oh, okay.
So I started going to these vocal lessons, and then I was doing that for a few months, and obviously like it was a dance studio, so I was seeing dance classes happening all the time. And
How old were you?
I was like, I think I was about 10. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And then I went to my mom and I was like, well, why don't I just try it? Like, why not? You know, I'm not doing any other sport, so why don't we just try it? And I started taking just like jazz, contemporary hip hop, and then you know, dropped vocal.
I know, I was going to say, were you still doing vocal or you're like, nope, not anymore?
Vocal was left pretty quick once I started dance. And then, yeah, that's how it started, actually. So,
Wow.
kind of random, but yeah.
No, that's cool.
Yeah.
And so now, were you ever involved in any sort of competition dance, or was it just training and performances?
Yeah, it's kind of a little complicated. So my first studio, the first year I was there, we were a competition studio. So I competed for only 1 year when I was, I think I was 11.
Okay.
And then we switched from a competition studio to just like a professional, you know, doing shows studio.
Okay.
So then I was there for a few years doing that. And then when I was about 15, I changed studios and I went back to competition dance.
Oh.
So then I did that for I think 2 or 3 years at the end of my high school years, yeah.
Okay. And did you do all different styles for competition, or did you focus mostly on contemporary back then too?
No, I was all styles, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I think
Wow.
contemporary was definitely my favorite still, but I was very focused on all of them, yeah.
And how would you describe the difference between, since you had part of your training as just performing and then part of it as competing, what would you say your feelings are about both of those different versions of training, I guess?
Yeah, I would say, I don't know, I've always leaned towards that I love the performing aspect of
Okay.
it a little bit more. I feel like I can, like, get into it more. I think that, like, when I loved competition dancing too, but, like, you know, it's an added stress level of, like, you know, like, it's just, like, the comparing yourself
Yeah.
that is inevitably going to happen, especially when you're young, growing up in a studio environment. So I definitely liked that with performing, that was definitely not as prevalent. But then on the other hand, like, going to competitions and taking, like, conventions with your friends and stuff, that was also super fun. So, like, I loved both. I don't think I'd pick one over the other, but I'm glad that I had both because I learned from a very young age, like, the difference between and how they, like, are similar but also different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good to have the different experiences.
Yeah.
Was it hard to do all of that when you were going to school? Did you go to, like, a regular school and everything?
I did for the most part, yeah. I was homeschooled for 8th grade.
Oh, okay.
To focus on dance. Yeah, I was, like, because I was living in California for a period of time.
Oh, you were?
Yeah, and so I did, it was online school. So I just did that for 8th grade, and then I went back to high school for freshman year. But
So how long did you live in California back then?
It was just like, I think a month. It was for America's Got Talent. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, so.
Well, wait, should we talk about that?
We can.
Yeah, wait, I want to hear that story. So what happened?
Yeah, so the studio that I grew up at, they, like before I ever came to the studio, they competed on America's Got Talent and they got runners up.
Wow.
So yeah, second place, crazy. And that obviously was before I was there. And then once I joined, because we like got runners up, they would often bring back like people who have made it high just for like different types of things. So I went on AGT twice actually. So once they wanted us to perform like we were dancing behind a vocal group so the vocal group was competing, but we weren't. We were just, there as well.
Okay.
And then we also did like a holiday special for AGT, so it was like a 2-hour-long like holiday special where they brought back a bunch of like acts from previous years, and so I also did that with them as well.
Wow. Now, how was that experience for you? Was it more nerve-wracking than your usual performances and competitions just because it was like TV and everything, or like how was that for you?
Yeah, I mean, I feel like we were trained pretty well on like just, TV and how it's going to be out here in LA, but it was definitely intense, I would say. Very long rehearsals. Like, I think at that age, it was kind of just like a shell shock. Like, I kind of look back on it now and I'm like, did that even happen? I'm like, I don't really remember that. But, yeah, I feel like I've always been pretty good at, like, locking in when I kind of have to in, like, a professional standpoint, even from a young age. But
Okay.
I think that's just because that was very much, like, instilled in us. But it was a crazy experience for sure, yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
So even when you were doing all that, were you not thinking you wanted to be a professional dancer?
I was at that age.
Oh,
yeah.
you were? Okay.
I kind of let go of that when I went into college because I wasn't expecting to love college as much as I did, actually. But then I started, like, loving psychology and sociology, so that's kind of when I let go of the dance. And then that came back. So.
Did you still do dance in college, or did you take a little break from it?
I did, but I would say that's like when I was teaching with the little ones. So I was technically dancing, but not anything like I'm doing now.
Okay.
I would take like maybe one class a week that like was for myself, but the only thing I was really doing was teaching.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it was more just like a way to make money. I mean,
Yeah.
and you obviously liked it as well.
Yeah.
But
And I was a dance minor in college.
oh, okay.
So I took like our dance minor was not very like rigorous at all. It was mostly like classes where you're actually in a classroom like learning about
okay.
dance. So I did have a dance minor though, yeah.
Yeah. Well, it's probably good that you got like history of it or
Yeah.
those kind of things too.
Yeah.
And did you go to college in Colorado?
Yes, yeah.
Okay.
I went to University of Colorado Boulder. So
Okay.
yeah.
And so what made you decide, when did you decide you were going to move to LA, I guess is the question.
Yeah. So it was very sudden. So I graduated college last May of 2025. And
And you have 2 degrees, right?
I do, yeah.
So was that grad school that you graduated, or
just undergrad, but
so
I had
2 degrees
2,
in your undergrad?
yeah, yeah.
And a minor.
And a minor. I'm crazy.
Wow. Well,
Yeah.
I don't know how you would even have time to teach kids or take your own classes, but okay.
I know. Yes, I also had another job at the time. It was crazy,
Really?
but I
Wow.
loved it. But yeah, so I graduated May of 2025, and I was planning on going into grad school fall 2025.
Oh.
And then I came out. All of my family lives in San Diego actually now.
Oh.
Yeah, like my sisters.
Did they just happen to all move there later?
So it's kind of confusing. So I'm the youngest. My 2 siblings were born in San Diego, and then we all moved to Colorado. I was born there.
Oh, okay.
So I'm from there, but they're from here. And then once they became adults and they've started families, they went back
I
to
see.
California.
Okay.
Yeah, so they live there, and over the summer I came and I visited them in San Diego. And, like, I loved college, but once I graduated, I'd never lived out of Colorado before, so it definitely was, I was like, well, I love teaching, but other than teaching, since I'm graduated, nothing is technically holding me back here anymore.
Okay.
So that was kind of on my mind a little bit. And then when I was in San Diego, I was like, I just want to drive up to LA and take some classes at Millennium. So I did. It was like a 2.5-hour drive, and
Wait, was this you were visiting San Diego or
Yeah.
you? Okay.
I was just visiting. It was like a long visit though. I was here for like two weeks or so.
Okay.
Yeah, so I think I drove up twice to take class. I had been to Millennium once before, and I was like, well, I kind of had this like moment where I was driving back from a Millennium class back to San Diego, and I was like, what am I doing? Because the way that I kind of reframed my brain was like, I might as well try with professional dance while I'm young and my body can do what it can do. And since I now like have my 2 degrees, if I want to pursue, like I really wanted to be a teacher, so if I want to go to grad school for teaching, that's still like very much on the table, but there's no reason why I need to do that now. And I can actually try, professional dance and see how that goes for as long as I want to, and then grad school I definitely still see in my future. I just have no idea when. So so that got me thinking, and my family, they had said a little bit, well, like, why don't you just move to San Diego? Like, you're the only one in Colorado now. And I was like, well, I wouldn't go to San Diego, but LA, still a lot closer.
Yeah.
So I made the decision, and 2 weeks later, I was driving out here. So it was very fast.
Wow, that's quick.
Yeah, and I moved, I think I left Colorado on like August 2nd, I think. So, it was very sudden, but it was the best choice I've ever made, I think. So.
Yeah, you haven't been out here that long, but do you miss Colorado at all? Or
No.
like, no?
Yeah.
Did you have a group of friends there that were hard to leave? Or was it... You were so busy, I guess, because you were doing so much in school.
Well, so I would say all my friends, because I took 5 years in college, actually. So a lot of my friends had already graduated the year before. And so they had, moved states, or they're doing their own thing. So since I took 5 years, I, like my best friend had already like moved to Florida. And so they were already kind of dispersed. So that wasn't really a hard transition for me as well. So, yeah.
And did you feel like it was pretty easy transition to come out here and like make friends here? Do you feel like that's been going well?
I was terrified that it wasn't going to go well. Like, that was definitely my biggest fear with moving out here, because I was like, I don't know anyone. What if I don't meet anyone? I would say I'm like kind of shy. So I was like, oh my gosh, what if I don't meet anyone? But it has been like 1,000 times better than I expected. It was easy from the moment I got here.
Nice.
And like, I feel like I have a really good group of friends, which I feel like I never really had that even growing up in school and stuff. So I'm super happy with all of that. Yeah.
Do you feel like you didn't have that growing up because you were just so busy, like doing so many things?
Yeah, I was dancing so much. I switched high schools. I went to 2 different high schools, so that was hard on my social life. And I was just like always busy. And like, I primarily grew up, and I had a bunch of friends in Boulder, and then we moved an hour away when I was 14. So then that kind of, I lost a lot of those friends at that time, and then so.
That's interesting. Yeah, like in my growing up in Illinois is where I grew up, but I also moved around a lot and switched schools a lot. So I feel like God was always preparing me for like being able to just like make friends easily, and like I was about to say lose friends easily. That sounds terrible. I mean, definitely I still have some friends that are long distance. I think I'm pretty good at keeping long distance friends actually, but sometimes when you move away, people just, it's not like it's a bad thing, but people just, have their lives, and it's just more separate. But it's nice if it's easy for you to like switch and make new friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay. So, and then that kind of brings us to your current state, because you pretty much just got here. We talked about what you're doing. Do you have, I know you're just kind of like, okay, I'm just going to go for professional dancing for as long as I want. We'll see how it goes. But do you have any like very specific goals? Like, do you have a job that's like, okay, if I could do this one thing in dance, that would be the coolest thing ever? Like, do you have something like that?
I want to have my own company one day.
Oh,
I think.
okay.
Yeah, I think that is definitely like the biggest thing that I think, like the biggest goal that I want for myself. Yeah.
Wow. Well, it's cool that you're already getting experience, even just being in HMG Squared, to just even see how they run it and how they do it. That's probably giving you so much knowledge for when you hopefully start your own company one day. That's so cool.
Yeah.
I feel like I've interviewed a lot of people, and There aren't that many that say they want their own company. I actually feel like I often say to them, what if you started your own company? I feel like I want everyone to start their own companies because I just think you guys are all so like talented with your own choreography and everything. And I would love to have my own company. I'm still unclear if choreography, I do enjoy choreographing, but it does not come naturally yet. It's like it only happens once in a while. I'll hear a song and be like, wait, I have a bunch of moves for this for some reason, but it's not like a normal thing. Very cool. If you have your own company, is there something specific that you're like, I would love to do it like this? Like it, or maybe you don't want to share that because you don't want to give away any like exciting things that you would want to do.
I haven't like thought about it too much, but I would definitely want a company where like everyone is very involved. Like obviously it would be like my company, but it's not just my choreography. I would want to, have company members, put choreography on each other and bring in other choreographers and things like that. And just like doing as many performances as possible, like getting to put my choreography on as many stages in front of as many people as I can is kind of like the goal.
So cool. Yeah. I love that. That's so cool to learn about you. Okay, we're getting close to the end, but I feel like I have a couple things to ask you. Well, or maybe mostly one. I want to talk about your glasses. You pretty much always, or at least I always see you dancing with your glasses on. It is crazy to me that you take these classes where you are throwing yourself around on the floor, and I don't think you have the type of glasses that have like any type of band on the back. And I do not know how your glasses do not fall off. Or do they fall off sometimes?
They've never fully fell off. There's been only twice where like they're basically off my face and I've caught them, but they've never actually fully came off.
Wow.
Yeah.
And have you been wearing glasses since you were like a kid, or how long have you been wearing glasses?
Yep, since I was a kid. I think I was like 4 or 5.
Whoa.
So I feel like they're just a part of me now.
Wow.
I never take them off. Like all of my friends like make fun of me because I sleep in my glasses.
Wait, you do?
Yeah.
Wait, this is getting better and better.
Yep.
You sleep in your glasses?
Yeah, I mean, that kind of happened by mistake because, like, I have to fall asleep, like, watching a show.
Okay.
And I need them to see. So then I would, like, fall asleep watching a show and then they'd be on, and now I'm just, like, used to it.
Do you sometimes, once in a while, take them off when you sleep? Okay.
Yeah, not
That's
all
crazy,
the time.
though.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, I guess that would make it easier to dance in them because you're just like, what do you mean? It's just my face.
Yeah.
It's just part of my face.
Yeah.
And have you ever, like, thought about wanting to wear contacts, or you're like, no, I just love my glasses?
I don't think so. Not at this time. Like, obviously, I have worn contacts. Like, for example, I was in a piece where we had to wear sunglasses, and I was like, oh, well, I don't really have a choice. So I wore contacts for that. Like, I think, like, if I'm in a piece where the choreographer doesn't want me to wear the glasses, I obviously wouldn't. But if it's up to me, they're going to be on the whole time. Yeah. And, like, I go get them tightened every, like, 2 weeks for dance. So that also helps a lot. But, yeah, I feel like I've adjusted to it so well that I don't even, like, remember that they're really there.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Yeah, it probably helps to get them tightened. I do wear glasses, but my eyes are not that bad, so I can dance without them. I sort of like when things are a little blurry when I'm dancing because I don't want to, like, see the audience, you know?
Yeah.
But that's interesting. So most of the time it's been fine for you to just perform with them, and, like, choreographers don't really care unless there's a specific look or whatever that they're going for.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And that's good that you can wear contacts because actually I've never even tried to wear contacts, and I'm actually scared of them and scared of touching my eye and blah. But
I mean, I am a little bit too, but like I can do it.
Yeah. It's good you can do it just in case you have to.
Yeah.
Okay. That was just probably the question that all of us are most curious about.
No. I do get that a lot, like all the time from like just strangers. They'll like, I feel like we'll be on the side of the room and everyone's like, all right, how do you do that? And I'm like, but also I'm like, I don't even know. They just stay on. I'm not doing much. Like, I do notice sometimes if I haven't gotten them tightened in a while, I'll watch like a video of me dancing and I'm pushing them up. Oh. And I'm like, okay, we need to go get them tightened. But for the most part, I don't even touch them. Yeah.
You're like, I'm just adding a little to the choreography. It's kind of like when hip hop dancers wear hats and they add a little like tug on their hat in between things, which I always thought was cool because like I don't know how to do that, but you just add a little glasses, like push up your glasses type of thing.
Yeah.
crazy. Okay, I feel like we covered a lot. Do you have any advice for dancers? I don't know, whether they're dancers who are thinking about coming out here or dancers who are already pursuing dance. Do you have any type of advice you would give to anyone dancing from what you've learned so far, even what you learned moving to LA?
I mean, LA, it's definitely not easy. I love it more than anything, but like being a dancer out here definitely has a lot of challenges. I would say for me, my biggest piece of advice is like your story and your timeline with dance is only yours. Like, just because someone is getting an agent doesn't mean that you need to have an agent. Just because someone is really good and well-rounded in all styles of dance doesn't mean that you necessarily have to be. That's been a big struggle for me, especially because I am mostly a contemporary dancer, like, and I don't think that I would ever want to do like heels or jazz funk or everything or anything like that. And like if I was given it for a job, that's a different story. But just as like training and stuff, and I sometimes would get hard on myself being like, well, I'm not as well-rounded as a lot of the dancers here, but that's just not a part of like who I am as a dancer, and I don't think that it needs to be. Like so I think the opportunities that are supposed to be for you will come. Yeah. And the jobs that I hopefully will get will be in like the more contemporary and hopefully hip-hop-ish like realms. So yeah, I think that's my biggest one.
That's so good. Yeah. I think that's really good advice because it reminds me of just any type of career you're trying to do. I remember when I first was trying to decide what to study in college, the way they make you think about it is like, well, what kind of job do you get? Or what kind of job do you want? Or what's the market out there for jobs? But later on, I was like, why didn't I just pick something that I was interested in? Because why would I want a job in something that I don't like? You know, because it's like, yeah, that's cool to be well-rounded, but then what if you get a job that's just hip-hop and that's actually not something that gives you nearly as much joy as contemporary or vice versa or whatever? So I think that's a really good point of just doing what you feel in your heart you're supposed to do and what feels more a part of you, and the opportunities will come that are supposed to come for you. And I think you are a living example of that because that's already happening for you, which I hope encourages people and inspires them. So anyway, Brooke, this has been amazing.
Yes,
I think that's all we have for today, but I hope you guys enjoyed learning about Brooke. I know I did, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course.
This is so fun.
Bye.
Bye.